What's with me? Going Chad and JT.
Oh, you can't wear your headphones, huh?
Oh, crap.
Because we're wearing cowboy hats.
Yeah, we're wearing cowboy hats. And ooh, yeah, welcome to 96.9. This is Big Rod and the Slayer coming in with the cattle roundup. Welcome to Going
Howdy.
Deep. Howdy. Big Rod, how you doing?
I'm good, Slayer. You know, it's just been another regular Tuesday. Glad to settle down and have some Pinot with my partner. You know, I mean, can't complain. Sun was out today.
Mm-hmm.
Saw some wildlife that, you know, always kind of brings me a little bit of serenity.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I went plant-based on my diet. We're going to get into that later. That's been a...
But dang.
It's been a journey. I'm 2 days in, and it's beating the shit out of me, to be honest with you.
Well, you look supple and nice.
Well, thank you very much for saying that. I think you look very handsome as well.
Thank you. Like fresh veal cow that I want to, you know, take into the old shop and cut up and serve it at Dantana's.
Well, that sounds A1 okay to me, my friend.
Well, but dang. What's up, dudes? Welcome to Going Deep with Chad and JT. My name is Chad Kuroger coming in. Guys, before we begin, I'll remind you once again that we are brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pubed, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dongs are looking fresh and clean, because 2021 is here. We're deep into it. We're already to February, guys. The year is flying by. And you know what also is flying by? Your pubes. They're growing long. JT, how are your pubes right now?
Medium length.
Well, partner, you better get that lawnmower 3.0 saddle up and get your pubes a-whacking.
That's a big 10-4, big rod. Yeah, they're going to be coming down to a closer, tighter trim. Going to be looking like the 50-yard line at a Mile High Stadium. It's going to feel nice under John Elway's feet because he's coming over to my crib later to walk on my body.
Yeah.
They said he had the fastest shoulder-to-hip motion in his throwing mechanics that anyone had ever seen. And I can attest to that when he's grabbing for my stiff hard on.
Dude, speaking of John Elway, when you use the lawnmower 3.0, your dongle region is going to have the aerodynamics of a Nerf football. You know that's right.
Nerf football. They better not Nerf my dick.
They will not, because they got skin-safe technology, a ceramic blade, and even a light so you can see if you're nerfing your dongle piece. And if you're not, you're going to be sitting pretty at the hog tie event, just hog tying your own cock up.
That was me saying Nerf to you. That was a reference to Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Duty.
When I first played Call of Duty, I felt a little guilty because I was like, I don't even have a license to be hunting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was March, and I was like, hunt season's over. I don't even, and then beyond that, we're killing humans.
Right.
I don't know if you can get a license for that, but then I realized it's a game, and like, you know, mortality's kind of fluid in that context. And
right.
people, you can go to the gulag, which is sort of like a purgatory, and then you get to fight some dude 101, mano a mano, kind of like in a, you know, a duel sort of thing, which
right.
is pretty interesting. And then they messed with the guns, and sometimes I think they tweak it too much. Like I'm like,
right.
Kiss, baby, keep it simple, stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then kiss me. And then, because I like that, I like kisses. That's the
Dudes,
thing.
too.
When I was ranching, I didn't think we talked about kissing in that.
Right.
You know, we talk about this steer 1,600 acres off where it's supposed to be, and you know, we got to go over there and check his kidneys out, see if he ain't feeling right. But we ain't ever talking about kissing.
Right.
And the whole reason I'm wrangling steers is so I can go home and kiss my lady.
I gotta tell you something. Randy and I were out there sitting by the tree for, god dang, it must have been like 36 hours looking for this buck, this 10-point buck. And you know what Randy and I did? We started thinking about kissing. We didn't even say it. We were just, our minds were just connected. Melded
like
minds.
the drift in that Pacific Rim movie.
Right.
Which always makes me choke up when the father's talking to his son and they talk about the things they ain't never said to one another.
Oh, but dang. And I don't know what happened, but Randy and I kissed.
Y'all kissed?
We kissed.
And I missed it?
We kissed.
And you didn't tell me about it.
Well, let me tell you what happened after that. We kissed, and we must have had some cosmic kind of love energy because that 10-point buck just showed up right there. And you know what we did? We didn't shoot it. We kissed the buck.
Yeah, because the pheromones, it makes total sense. Like
Yeah.
anyone who's been hunting knows, if y'all kiss and you exchange that saliva,
Right.
that's going to create a third thing. That's like in film, they say you match two images, it creates a third meaning. That's like
Right.
Khrushchev's soup or something like that when the Russians, they were doing all this crazy cinema
Yeah,
stuff in the
God
20s.
dang,
They were
Rich.
way ahead of people, propaganda really.
Yeah.
But then when y'all kiss, you and Randy, which I got to talk about that too because I'm jealous. But when you and Randy kiss, that created a little dust up of saliva pheromones.
Yeah.
The elk smelt it, want to get in on that.
That is god dang correct. And I gotta tell you, when you kiss while you're hunting, you kiss your bro.
Yeah.
Another dude.
Yeah.
I might opt for an avocado today.
Right. I feel you. 100%. 100%. Get some soybeans in you.
That is correct.
I didn't even know soybeans had proteins. You know that?
Well, god dang, I did.
Because I'm plant-based now, so I'm trying to find protein wherever I can find it.
Stay away from them soybeans, though. Those give you tits.
That's what people say. They say everything will give you tits. They say steroids give you tits. That does happen though. You see some dudes do a cycle, they come off it, and then they get that. They
got tits, god dang.
They got that gastric blow.
Yeah. Oh, I know the goo yum.
They give you them tits. I ain't too worried about it. I got a nice chest.
Look at that.
Let me see.
Oh,
there's
that.
my chest.
Look at that. God dang.
That's my chest right there. Sorry, fellas. I know you didn't watch this for that, and I'm sorry. I got that exhibitionist streak. Dude, I was driving down Santa Monica Boulevard, and I saw these apartments up on Wilcox that are like 10 stories up, and you could see into them. And I was like, man, I want one of those apartments where everyone on Santa Monica Boulevard, that's a popular street, has to see me.
Right.
And I just want to walk around in there and just be observed.
Dude, that fires me up. I would love to see you shirtless or nude, just walking around driving down Santa Monica Boulevard.
That's me at my best, bro.
But hold that thought, because use code GODEEP20 at manscaped.com to get 20% off your order. We are also brought to you by Helix. Well, god dang. Big shout out today, Helix Sleep. Take the 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. Guys, Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/godeep. I cannot recommend Helix Sleep enough. I use their mattress. It's awesome. I love it. Best sleep in my life. Check them out. Back to the show. What were you talking about? You were on goddamn Wilcox?
I was on Wilcox
showing
in Santa
your nuts?
Monica, and I was looking up at this fella and his girlfriend. They were looking like they were making some dinner. And, I felt like a voyeur because I'm looking at this is a private moment. I go, this ain't a private moment. They got that place for a reason. They wanted to show off who they were because that's when they feel good. That's when they feel more themselves is when they're being seen, when they're being observed. That's a lot of people in Los Angeles.
Were they having stand-up sex?
No, but it looked like it was heading that way.
Nice.
And had I been there with either of them, that would have been happening at some point. I would have been pinning one of them up against that window and hitting it from the back 100%.
Oh, god dang.
That's just the way I'm designed to express myself. I consider it expression. And I don't think anyone should be mad at it. In fact,
But dang, hit
I
me.
want to go down to the city hall and I want to make, if you go streaking, they'll make you a sex offender. Let me repeat that in
Take
regular.
your pants and throw them out the window. What the heck did you just say?
I'm telling you, if you go streaking in America, they'll call you a sex offender. Now, you tell me, is that the America you want to live in? Where a person who's expressing themselves and delivering joy to the people around them, and look, there ain't nothing sexual about it, okay? There's nothing sexual about it. There ain't no pleasure in this for me because I streak. I'm talking about myself. Other than
Preach it, brother.
I feel free and I feel like I'm liberating other people, especially men with little cocks, because they see me running around my little cock, and it gives them hope that they too can be comfortable with their little cocks. So don't you call me a sex offender, but what you're really trying to do is keep the little cock dude down, and I ain't letting it happen no more. Sorry, I got all fired up there.
Let me tell you something, Big Rod. I mean, you just spurred my gooch.
Let it rip, partner.
You just spurred my gooch.
I can picture that, the back of my boot running up your tail, and just going up your hole with the little metal parts, and they're going slow, and they're barely pressing against the skin. Because if I go too hard, I'm gonna break this. I'm gonna make you. Sorry.
Well, this is the thing. In this instance, I don't like it. You spur me too hard, now I'm gonna goddamn do bucket out of DNA. Right?
Oh yeah, my fault. Yeah.
Well, goddamn, because
I
you're
mean-
talking about streaking, and streaking is all about showing off your stoke, because it's all about boosting the stoke of those around you. You show off your new body. When you see a new body out in the public like that, god dang, that it gets me fired up on humanity and the beauty that is this cosmic force that we are just living in, you know? But dang.
But dang.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say to the city council. I'm gonna say, but dang. Thank you very much, but dang. I want to be able to strut my stuff down a busy boardwalk, down. I want to be able to strut my stuff down a busy street with my dong out, and people not think I'm doing it because I'm some kind of molestery fuck.
Yeah.
That ain't who I am.
You're some kind of pervert.
I ain't got none of that in me. I'm a gentleman. I just like to run around naked once in a while. I just like to run around naked once in a while because I think it's funny. Not because I freaking want to do mean, awful things to nice people. That ain't who I am.
I saw.
I don't have a fucking boner when I'm doing it, you dumbass.
Tell him.
You see me running around with a heart on, then you put that sex offender label on me. You see me running around with my little, basically thumbtacky dick. You let me be. I mean, you got to tell me to put my clothes on, but you don't make me sign up no paperwork. Make me got to knock on my neighbor's door. No.
Well, my granddaddy told me the same thing. You know, we was out
He's a good
strolling.
man.
Yeah, we were going out to get an ice cream cone, and we saw a fella streaking one time. And I, 18, I'm with my granddaddy. I was like, hey, fella, I mean, I'm with my granddaddy. I don't want to give him a heart attack. You know, you're streaking. You're gonna give my daddy a stoke attack, right? And my granddaddy's like, Chad, hold a second now. Look at that fella. That's a flaccid dong right there.
It's flaccid.
That's not offensive at all.
That means not hard.
I am proud to live in a country, well, maybe not right now because now it's a sex offensive thing, but I'm proud to live in a country where a man can show off his flaccid dong and it doesn't have to be sexual. It has to, all it is just an exclamation of, hey, I feel good and I want to show the world and I want to get everyone else feeling good with me now, damn.
Yeah, I mean, the wiener, we don't have to make it a sexual thing all the time just because there's a lot of fellers who don't know when it's appropriate and inappropriate, you know? I mean, we got to be able to understand that sometimes a wiener is just a funny thing hanging off a dude's body.
Well,
And then,
get the bang.
also, Jeff Bezos stepped down today.
What?
You didn't see that?
What? No.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos, he stepped down as CEO.
Why?
I don't know, he's
too
done.
rich?
He's too rich. And my dad's so funny. My dad has so much compassion for
Bezos.
for like billionaires. He's like, JT's just tired of being maligned by the public. You just at some point you just get sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. but I think it made me think because I don't really have much of a hot take on it. But I don't know. I don't really know much. I just know he's super powerful, and he improved physically a lot.
Yeah.
I respect that. Him and
Right.
Calvin Harris, kind of probably the two biggest transformations I've seen.
Calvin Harris, really?
Oh yeah, have you seen old pictures of Calvin Harris?
No.
Oh dude, look it up. It's interesting.
Is he like doughy?
Yeah, he's just like a gawky nerd, and now he's like a stud. Yeah, and maybe
interesting.
some of it's just natural maturation. But Bezos, he went from being kind of a dweeb to a fucking.
Yeah, he's pretty.
He's yacked. He's a little yacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little yacked up.
He looks sort of like a. Yeah, I don't look at him and think dweeb. I think more like sort of like a Lex Luthor
Lex
kind of
Luthor,
type.
sinister bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he definitely has.
He grew
that in
into
him.
the brand.
Yeah. And, he should be paying people more. But that's my populist take. But here's my non-populist take.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think, like rich people, powerful people are like molesters, a lot of them.
Right.
And I think some of them are.
Yeah.
But I think just as many poor people are also molesters
Oh, interesting.
per capita.
Yeah.
I think it runs the gamut.
So you think molestation is like it doesn't have to do with class or
No, it's an
not-
affliction. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the rich people are probably doing it at nicer
they find more
places.
enablers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're probably doing it like in the Caribbean, so it's like a little more like news grabby. But I think it's about the same across the board. Yeah.
It's a shame it's even a thing, you know?
Yeah, it's a real shame.
Because I don't know, I didn't even think about it till I was in my 20s and started hearing about it happen to people. I guess I was just super naive growing up and I just wasn't exposed to it at all. But then he's like, you watch these documentaries, you know, like Epstein and stuff, and you see how prevalent it is. You're just like, well, like what? Like, you know, the idea that exists in the world is so common. It just boggles my mind.
Yeah, it's sad. I'm glad it boggles your mind though. That's good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Joe Paterno tried to do that when his coach buddy, his defensive coordinator, got caught because he was doing some horrific stuff.
Yeah.
They go, Joe, you know, they told in '77 someone came to you and said he was molesting kids, and Joe goes, what's molestation? I don't know what that is.
Really?
It's like 85. Everyone's like, no, you can't say it. That's a nice try, dude. You can't do that. That was my old thing when I was in college. If I used to plagiarize papers.
Yeah.
And if I ever got caught, I said I was always going to go, you're not allowed to do that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the move.
Yeah. They're like, you have like 2 paragraphs in Wikipedia. I'm like, yeah, no. They said it perfectly there. I just copy and pasted it. They're like, yeah, that's cheating. I'm like,
what?
Is that cheating?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I saw it and it was better. So I put it in the paper.
No, that's research. That's
I found that.
That's a citation.
Yeah, I found that. And then I put it in the paper because they said it better. Yeah.
I got to tell you, the Bezos, there's no way he's just going to retire.
No.
He's doing something else for sure.
What do you think he's up to?
I don't know. Maybe he's getting into philanthropy. He's having a change of heart. Or maybe he wants to build a new empire and that'll destroy, you know. Now he's
gonna build like a parallel country.
Else. Yeah, something like that.
He's had his fun there.
Yeah.
Dude, what about your diet? How's it going with the carnivore diet?
No longer on it. I lasted about 2 weeks, 2.5, and we were on a shoot recently. And it's just like, intuitively, you're like eating all this meat, you know, and you're like, I shouldn't be eating this much bacon, you know, no matter what these guys on Instagram tell me. This is too much bacon. And so I was feeling that, even though I was feeling good, like I was feeling good for the most part. But then we were on a shoot, and a lot of times, you know, when we're out working, if we're on a shoot or something like that, I don't have a lot of options. You know, it's not like I can go like, hey, can you grill like a grass-fed steak? You know, it's like we'll get In-N-Out, and I'll get like 3 Flying Dutchmen. But I think on that shoot, I just ate like 3 Flying Dutchmen, and then my body was just like, nah, playa. And I was just nauseous, and I was like, all right, I think I need to throw some tangerines in the mix or something. So now I'm and I missed arugula too. I missed arugula so much.
That was so funny when you said that. You like turned to me with the most sincere eyes. You look so fatigued.
Yeah.
You were like, I miss arugula. It's like, dude, you could probably have some arugula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I mean, like, you know, I'm still heavy protein, but I'm throwing avocado. Gotta get those avocados back in there.
Olive oil,
some white rice here and there, tangerines, arugula. That's the move.
Also, tell the listeners why you thought you had COVID yesterday.
Oh, I thought I had COVID yesterday because I didn't have the energy to work out a second time.
You went surfing and you did an ice bath, and then you didn't want to do battle ropes.
I didn't want to do sprints.
You called me. You're like, dude, I think I have COVID. I was like, what are your symptoms? You're like, I don't want to run sprints right now. I was like, dude, you better go get tested. I was like,
you were worried.
I was worried. I was like, go get tested. I tried to sign you up for a test. I was like, hey, dude, I got a place that'll test you. You're like, no, I got a place. I'm good.
You got to listen to your body. And I was listening, and my body was like, something's not right.
Dude, my diet, so I'm plant-based.
Yeah. Let's get into that. So you're plant-based for T-minus 2 days?
2 days, dude. I'm having headaches today. I swear it's from missing meat. I didn't realize how much of my diet was meat-based. Like every meal for me is chicken or beef.
Yeah.
And then something green, and then like a potato or something with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've been trying to. I think I'll make it 2 weeks. I think I'm trying to just make it as long as you made it, basically. Yeah. And like, dude, I've been eating like plant-based burgers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. There's something kind of gross about them.
I have pretty strong opinions on that stuff because people are like, oh, just because it's plant-based, it's better. I'm like, no way. I like the amount of ingredients they put in there, dude. It's like, you know, it's like 30 different things, and you're like, that can't be.
Well, that's what
Can't
they
be
try
good.
to they try to put so much stuff on it to mask the thing. That's how you know
Yeah.
the thing's not good. Is because
Yeah.
they put you've never seen so much sauce on a burger in your life.
Yeah.
And the sauce is like pink. It's like a purple or pink sauce. It's
Yeah.
like from the movie Hook.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never seen pink sauce on a regular burger in my life. Every one of these vegan places,
Yeah.
it's like this like, you know, resplendent amount of color. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
Right.
I'm like, don't fool with me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm eating like chickpeas after this.
Oh, after this pod?
Yeah.
Chickpeas and like how?
It's a chickpea salad. It's like tuna salad, but chickpeas.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think we're talking about this pre-pod, but I think what we learned is that, it's just the extremes are stupid.
It's the middle.
It's the middle. Yeah.
Little meat, some greens, potato. You're going to be rock solid.
Yeah. I like, because, and this is another thing too, is like, I was like, I don't want to live a certain way where I'm putting that much thought into my diet, where I'm like, oh, maybe I should have like these supplements because I'm not getting enough like riboflavin, and it's like, I don't want to live that way. Like I want food to be like, food is fuel for me. And it's just like, I invest, probably a few hours a day at most, making it 2 hours a day, making it, eating it. No more thought. I devote the rest of my day to other stuff. That's my relationship with food. I don't need to think about supplements and all that freaking malarkey.
I love it. Yeah, but I think it's cool though that you attempted it. You know what I mean? That you went for it.
You in plant pace.
2 days in. Thank you. Thank you.
You'll make it. You might feel great.
Yeah, that's true. Dude, my girlfriend just sent me the cutest fucking text about diet. She just goes, thoughts on donuts, apropos of nothing.
Nice.
What a lady.
That's awesome.
I'm going to tell her just glad to be alive in a time where we got them.
Yeah.
Same with you, sweetie.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Love sending a nice text
You
like
should send that right now.
All right, maybe I will. Fire that off.
Awesome.
Dude, hey, should we call my buddy? Because
Yeah.
again, like the Bezos thing, I don't know much about. I know he's a rich and powerful man. I admire that. I know he doesn't pay his people. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know shit. But so the GameStop thing happened,
Yeah.
where these Redditors almost overthrew the entire like hedge fund hegemony, and we got a friend. This is a friend of mine who is a major player in the financial industry.
Yeah.
So much so that he can't go by his real name
Nice.
on the pod. He goes by a pseudonym. So let's call him up and see what he's got to say about all this.
We might need help.
Oh yeah, we got to take off our cowboy hats for a second.
Hey man, what's going on?
Hey, you're talking to Big Rod and the Slayer.
What's up, dude? We've been doing a cowboy accents for a good chunk of the pod, but you let me know if that's not hit with your financial gamut, and we'll drop it, partner.
No, it sounds authentic. I'm in.
That means a lot to me. So, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I am John Street Capital. So
You're-
pseudonymous Twitter person as it pertains to all things markets.
Nice, dude.
Dude, I love that.
Dude, I just got chills.
Yeah.
So,
Let's talk money.
yeah, what, and you work in the financial sector, right?
Exactly.
Where do you work? Not which company exactly, but what kind of company?
Yeah, so I invest in public markets, private markets, crypto, a little bit of everything.
And you've told me that crypto is the way to go. You told me that 4 years ago, that you had most of your money in crypto.
Yeah, it's still the case, luckily.
And what's your big selling point for crypto?
Since we were born, the dollar's basically depreciated by 50%. Last year in March, the Fed printed some $3 trillion. We saw, $12 trillion plus of stimulus globally, which is just deflating, the purchasing power of all currencies that are fiat based. So what's kind of an alternative, the sovereign grade censorship resistant store of value? If it's a small probability that works, it's mispriced here at some $600 billion. So that's a bet.
What do you mean mispriced by $600 billion?
Yeah, so right now Bitcoin trades at like a $650 billion market cap. So if you think it could, has some probability of being the global reserve currency, it's worth trillions of dollars. So, the most you could lose is 1 times your money. You could still make, from here, I think 10 to 100x over the next, 15, 20 years.
So you think it's undervalued at this point?
Yeah.
And then, sorry.
Do you think it's worth? Do you think we missed the boat on it, or do you think it's worth buying in now still?
Well, the easiest trade was when you got to front run the institutions, right? This was the first asset class ever that individuals could buy before institutions.
Mm-hmm.
That's no longer the case because institutions, really started to buy kind of, Q4 last year for the first time. So the easy money's been made. But I think, now's as good a time as any to still get in.
So how would we transition into having Bitcoin as our primary reference point currency-wise rather than it being the dollar?
Yeah, well, so China and Russia have been trying to usurp the U.S. dollar as a global reserve currency for, basically ever, right? And I think if you look at some of our global trade tensions that have been going on over the past couple of years with key partners, if you look at, the fact that oil isn't as important as it's been historically, which has always been priced in dollars, which has helped solidify that. What makes a dollar the global reserve currency? Really, it's 1, oil, and 2, the fact that, we can win any conventional or unconventional war. But, as that starts to change, we're not going to go to the China yuan or the Russian, renminbi. So what could be a possible alternative? Something that's sovereign lists, right? That's not backed by a nation state, that has some fixed supply, but has security in it, because security is critical. So if you look at the mining power that secures the Bitcoin network, right now it's more than the compute power of Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Microsoft combined by a factor of 20x. So there's no nation state that can attack the Bitcoin network in and of itself with enough compute power. So if China tried to hack it, they don't have enough compute power. Or if the U.S. government tried to hack it, they don't have enough compute power. And building a network like that organically, again, is going to be incredibly challenging. So, Bitcoin's been around for half as long as the euro's been around. And the euro, I bet, dissolves before Bitcoin does. So you kind of look at your bets. Do we go back to gold? I don't think so, because Bitcoin has a lot of the same properties of gold. But in a natively digital format, which you'd come to expect in 2021.
Who's responsible for that computing power?
A bunch of people. So, you have literally tens of thousands of people that buy hardware to mine Bitcoin because you get compensated to do so. So every 10 minutes, new Bitcoin are mined. Right now, it's 6.25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. And that becomes super valuable, right? At $35,000. So you're competing based on your compute power to win that. So people spend tens of millions of dollars buying specialized hardware to do that. And in turn, that secures the network.
And then who controls the rate at which it's mined?
Yeah, so that was all built by Satoshi in the white paper initially. And it's an open source code, so anyone can go in and audit that. But that's on a fixed supply cadence from now until 2150, when the last Bitcoin will be mined. So, there's a finite cap of 21 million Bitcoin. Right now, we're at about 18.6 million Bitcoin that have already been mined. And every 4 years, that new supply issuance is cut in half. So last May, we just had our last halving. where we went from 12 and a half Bitcoin every 10 minutes down to 6.25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. And then sometime in 2024, we'll go through our next halving where that supply will be cut again.
I still don't fully understand it, but you do a great job explaining it.
Yeah, I've never. I think I'm starting to understand a little bit.
Me too. So maybe we transition from there, and then we'll talk about the GameStop situation. So you don't work for a hedge fund, right?
You wouldn't call us a hedge fund now.
And so you're not in the business of shorting stocks?
No.
Or in anything that's directly related to what happened with GameStop and with what is it? Milton was the hedge fund.
Melvin Capital.
Damn it. So you don't. Do you have a dog in this hunt?
Not at present.
So who do you side with?
Well, look, I think people made a big deal about this. The people in the Wall Street bets community actually did good work here. So if you kind of rewind the clock back to June of 2019, a user named Deep Fucking Value spent $50,000 on long dated call options, right? So a call option, you're making a bet that the stock's going to go higher. And at some point last week, that $50,000 that he invested was worth over $37 million. So one hell of a trade. Every month since then, he posted an update titled GME YOLO Update. And so it was a bit of a meme within that community for a while. But there was like some real fundamental changes that went on behind the scenes. This guy named Ryan Cohen, who's the founder of Chewy, sold that for a couple $2 billion. He took a 10% stake in GameStop back in August of last year. Then you had another Wall Street Bets user do like real work and said, wait a second here, 120% of the stock is sold short. There's a new console cycle coming out. They have 55 million loyalty program users. Ryan Cohen's here. And if we, were to buy this thing, the shorts would kind of get their faces ripped off. And that post, circulated for a while. Nothing really came of it. Ryan Cohen wrote a letter to the board in November. And then January 11th, he struck a deal with the board to be added to it. So there was a real event that catalyzed all of this. On January 8th, which was the trading day beforehand, because the 11th was a Monday, GameStop was trading at $17, right? So it traded up to $20 the day this happened. And 2 days later, traded as high as $40. And you had all these hedge funds shorting it because GameStop has been a favorite short for guys like Melvin Capital for some time because, it's a specialty retailer of yesteryear who's going to the mall and, buying physical video games when you can get everything, streamed. Not many people, but, they still have a good following. So then you saw this, kind of pros versus Joes. You had the retail investors buying call options and buying the stock, and you had hedge funds shorting. But the dirty secret here is there are hedge funds on both sides, right? This thing traded $120 billion worth of stock in a 10-day period. That's not all retail. So, you have to kind of tip your hat to the retail investors who saw this. And, I don't know how anyone can have sympathy for, hedge fund investors whose job it is to have prudent risk management, see a stock rip, 500% in their face and not do anything about it.
And they were over leveraged on it, right? They committed more money to it than they actually had in their bank.
Yeah, for sure. So, that's the other thing about leverage in this market. Classic example of this was back in 98. There was a firm called Long-Term Capital Management. They had a $5 billion, fund. They borrowed $125 billion against that, right? So that's 26 times. They ended up building 60,000 trading positions that had a gross notional value of $1.4 trillion. So these dudes had $1.4 trillion of exposure on a $5 billion capital base. They almost took down the financial system. They had to get bailed out at that point in time. This wasn't that bad, but they were definitely levered to the skis on, what was a $12 to $13 billion fund to begin with. And most of the time you have concentration limits, right? Where they'll say you can't be more than 2-3% any short position as a percentage of your total gross, which is inclusive of leverage. But clearly wasn't the case here.
Nice. So, and then with Robinhood, which is obviously looking like a bunch of real schmucks right now. Like, I've heard from people that they're kind of in bed with the hedge funds because they sell data on what would you call them, retail investors, what they're trading, and so they'll see where the bad money's going, and then they can make bets based off of that information. Is that true?
So Robinhood makes money on what's called payment for order flow, or PFOF. They basically sell their order flow to high frequency trading firms. So the big one here is Citadel. Citadel is responsible, and this is all disclosed on a quarterly basis, but Citadel paid Robinhood something to the tune of $100 million in the third quarter of last year, which are the less numbers that we have. So that's on track to pay him $400 million over the next 4 quarters. That's a shit ton of money, even for Robinhood, right? They did last quarter $194 million. So, Citadel's basically 50% of their volume. And the biggest percentage of that is options, right? So that's where Robinhood really got in trouble here, is they let retail investors trade with no commission options, which is inherently leveraged. So there's this entity called the DTC, which serves as a central clearing entity, and they require all brokers to post collateral. So you had a bunch of investors all in the same stocks here. And equities in the U.S. sell what's called T+2, 2 days after the trade date. So Robinhood had to come up with the cash, and they said that their leverage or their collateral requirements went up like 10x overnight last week. So they ended up raising $3.5 billion over the past 5 days, in part to deal with this. But yeah, it's a bad look for them when their whole ethos is, powering the retail trader.
Right.
Do you think anything like nefarious is going on here with Citadel? Because Citadel put $2 billion into Melvin Capital. Citadel has their hands in anything. I would be surprised if they had a direct line, and all this came from the DTC, which required even the big guys to do it. But the Robinhood management team just did a really shitty job of explaining all of this. So they definitely don't look good here.
And do you think they shut down the trading on GameStop because they didn't have the liquidity to cover all the money that was getting moved around, or do you think they did it at the behest of the hedge fund?
No, DTC required everyone to do it, and even now some brokers are having ripple effects. So firms like Interactive Broker and TD, which are a lot bigger than Robinhood, had similar issues last week. They just didn't, catch the eye of the FinTwit mafia, if you will.
What does that mean?
Everyone who's complaining about this on Twitter and on Reddit, it's all kind of referred to colloquially as FinTwit. But they were the ones that Portnoy was riling up with his videos and making these, attacks on Robinhood, which, deservedly so, given the way they handled themselves. But this just was a bigger issue with how equities are cleared and settled in the U.S. broadly, and not necessarily Robinhood specific, but they also started this problem by allowing anyone to trade basically unlimited options with minimal collateral requirements themselves.
Nice. So, do you want to ask him about Billabong?
Yeah. So, as you may or may not know, I have $8,000 in Billabong stock, and I'm pretty bullish with it. And I just want to know, do you think I should stay with Billabong, or do you think I should invest in Rip Curl as well?
Yeah, so I didn't know that Billabong still had a stock that was publicly traded. I thought it got delisted.
Oh crap!
So you might be in trouble there.
That's like what Kenneth Cole did, right? He took his company public and then he brought it back private so he could kind of raise the quality of the product. Yeah,
so Kenneth Cole did that intentionally. Billabong had a few issues, so
what kind of issues?
The business just wasn't doing that hot.
How's that possible?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. I think you guys just need to hit the pavement a little bit more on behalf of it, because it was really struggling a couple of years ago, and I don't think they're listed anywhere anymore.
Yeah, but like we have a competing merch line, or we have our own merch line, which we're kind of in the same wheelhouse now. So,
So maybe you guys take them over and like relaunch the brand.
how much capital do you think we need for that? Like, are we talking beyond 5 figures?
Probably not at this point.
Well, I think
Especially if you roll in your shares that you have now.
yeah, I think at this point, if I go public, even more public than I already have about, my stock, my stake in the company, I could probably just show up to a board meeting and, give my take on their newest board short designs. And
Board short meeting.
yeah, and also I'll talk to my financial advisor Debo, and I may have to switch to you because he didn't notify me of this. So
Yeah, Debo's a chiller. He's got an RV that he lives in down by Old Man's in San Onofre.
mm-hmm.
And one time I was joking around and there's hey, this is my house, brother, respect it. And
Yeah.
I respected that.
he really cares about his house, and he actually, his shag rug, loves it.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
It feels good on the toes.
Yeah.
What do you think about, we also were a huge supporters of a Bear Flag Pokey. They have 3 stores right now in Southern California. And we were hoping with maybe an enterprising young fellow like yourself to maybe put together a SPAC so we could put them public. Is that something that you think would be beneficial or that could fill our pockets? What do you think?
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you guys are trying to take them public, the SPAC path is definitely the way to go right now. 3 stores might be on the smaller side, but with your guys' brand and reach, you double that in no time. You could SPAC that by the end of next year.
Nice. I'll talk to Corey. He scoops pokey on Saturdays, so maybe he'll have an in.
So Mr. Capital too. We go way back, and I always knew you to be kind of a tough guy. You were like how would I put it? You were gritty, right?
I don't know what that means, but I'll take it.
Like I had a friend once who went out with you in Jersey, and he said that a bouncer got handsy with you and you roughed him up.
I don't recall going out in Jersey. No comment.
Now, do you feel like let's say that 10% of what I'm speaking on is true? Do you think that kind of mentality has served you well in the financial sector?
I think you always have to be able to think clearly, right? Those kind of fight or flight reactions on the mean streets of New York City serve you well when you're dealing with security analysis, right? And assets that move crazy. So absolutely, I think there's a lot of parallels there.
And what do you think is the key to success in the financial sector? If I know that's a pretty broad question. Maybe you could be more specific. What's been the key to success for you?
Yeah, look, I think you have to have strong convictions loosely held. You got to be able to, kind of get deep on a topic, but also, be malleable enough to change your mind. And the biggest thing is just time, right? Warren Buffett talks about not timing the market, but time in the market. And that's really it, right? Like, everything else takes care of itself. All these assets are inflating year after year. You don't have to do much except be patient.
Where do you get, so when it comes to people like that, like Ray Dalio or like Warren Buffett or these like popular businessmen who are kind of almost transcended that and become like thinkers to the public, who do you get most of your, who's your favorite to get wisdom from?
Yeah, that's a good question. Buffett's sort of still the GOAT, but he's pushing 90 now, so he's not exactly as in tune with things as like the two of you are, right?
For sure.
So that's a little bit tough.
I like him driving like a 97 Cadillac and living in a modest house in Nebraska, though. I think that's legit.
Yeah, he eats McDonald's every day. He's drinking like 4 cans of Red Can Coke a day. He's got it figured out.
And then do you feel at all like you want to see America fail because it would be good for business?
No, I definitely don't think that'll be good for business. If there's a handful of people that are left holding some money with everything else gone, you don't want to be those people holding the money. You want to be part of the crowd with everything else gone. So I'm joining the riots once they happen.
I guess that, yeah, I kind of framed you like, I don't know, I was unfair to you in that, in presupposing that you, in assuming you wanted that. But like, do you think we're headed to that? Is America on a bad trajectory financially right now?
You've seen a real growth in wealth inequality over the past 15 years because of all this quantitative easing and, just combination of monetary stimulus with limited fiscal stimulus, right? So what does that mean? It means people that have assets have seen those assets appreciate, and people that don't have assets have just been left behind. So, that wealth divide is as big as it's ever been. And we definitely need to do something to address that because you're seeing it with the social unrest. You're seeing it with sort of the political tensions, which I know you guys were all over in November. But I think a lot of that has been driven by this wealth inequality. So we got to figure something out soon because, at some point you hit a breaking point.
For sure. Well, I'm optimistic we'll figure it out. We got smart dudes like you on top of it. You'll come up with some sort of solution. So we appreciate you being out there fighting the good fight, my dog.
Yeah, likewise. Appreciate it, guys.
Mr. Capital, it was an honor to hear your financial wisdom. I was pretty captivated. I was very captivated the whole time. So
yeah,
thank you,
Mr. Capital. You're captivating.
Yeah, well, if you guys want to talk more Billabong or about your pokey stack, let me know. I'm down.
Dude, we're gonna keep calling you because I think you could become our go-to finance guy. It's an area that a lot of people are interested in, and one that I'm a novice in. So I'm happy to have your expertise available, if it is available to give.
Yeah, of course. All right, guys. Anytime.
All right.
Have a great one.
Later, man. Here, I'll cut this part, dude. Thanks so much for doing that. Okay.
Who can you say who that?
It's my brother's friend from college.
Oh, really?
And he was like a rough dude. Like if you met him, he was like, he'd literally be like, "What's up, bitch?" He was like that, and he kind of was like a wigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was like, you would not have known that he was this smart.
Really?
Yeah. But like, so he'd be at parties and he'd be like, "Don't fuck with me, bro. Don't touch me, dude."
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a photo?
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how smart he is?
Dude, the way he's talking, holy shit.
No, I know. My brother would always joke. He's like, "Dude, I can't say his name," but he'd be like, "You know that guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "That guy, you got to watch out for him." He's like, "Dude, he has a 4.6 GPA." He's like, he interned at Merrill Lynch. They wanted to hire him for like $500,000 straight out of college.
Really?
I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to have him as our money manager. I mean, Debo is sick, but he doesn't use technology, so this is the next best option.
I don't know if I'll try and find him. I'll ask my brother to send me a photo of him.
That was insane.
Yeah. But I thought he brought, okay, so obviously he's a financial person, so his understanding is through that context, but that is the realm we're in, and I think he did bring a lot of nuance to something that I've kind of heard oversimplified in conversation.
Totally. I mean, he definitely made it palatable to a novice like me, and understandable, so that was cool. Yeah,
I still don't understand, and I didn't want to ask him this because I didn't want to prolong it too much, but maybe some Stokers can write into me. Okay, so I understand that the guy who invented Bitcoin came up with a system for how much would be dispensated each year. Mm-hmm. But I don't understand then how new people can get into it and then be part of the mining process.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know either.
Does that make sense to you, Aaron?
I mean, I'm so confused about the whole mining process. They're just out there. I don't get it.
Yeah, and how did they build such a secure and robust server?
Yeah.
How do they have more computing power than
all those companies combined? Yeah, I wanted to ask him how he quantified that, but I didn't want to slow him down from his rhythm. Yeah, because he was really cooking.
Because the way it just feels like it just came out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
somewhat, but I've been hearing about it for years.
No, I know, but I've been hearing about it, but like when it first came on the scene, it just sort of like
It was
appeared.
brand new. Yeah.
And it's like who started building that?
I think the guy's kind of a mystery man. I'll
he's like,
mangle
no
his
one knows
name,
who he is,
but
right?
he's kind of a cipher, I heard. Yeah. But I don't know.
Maybe want to invest in Bitcoin.
Yeah, me too. You know, we unfortunately we didn't get there before the institution. Before the institutions.
But now's the time to buy.
Dude, we read some articles too about an Israeli doctor who says he can reverse aging by getting you to breathe pure oxygen.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Other scientists are saying, whoa, hold your horses. Like, you're talking about elongating chromosomes. Yeah, that helps with aging, but it also causes cancer. Like, you can't just go around saying that you're fixing aging. I'm like, just let them say it, okay?
Yeah.
Like, what's the harm? Let's get excited.
Yeah.
We want to cure death, right? Or at
Right.
least we want to prolong it a bit more. I'm thinking like 500 years. So I hate when someone comes up with a radical idea and yeah, maybe they're being a little irresponsible, being like, hey, I got this great idea. I'm going to fix everything. And everyone's
Yeah.
like, slow down. You're not going to fix everything. I'm like, okay, let's help them get it better, but let's not come in and just like, you know, be a wet blanket on it.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
not dampen the party. I'm pumped.
No, I hear that. I think scientists and doctors can be huge boner jams quite often. But then again, I was reading it. I'm always, and the more I grow and learn, the more I'm dubious about cure-alls. Like, there's no cure. Sorry, no, it's not like a boner jam, but
No, you're not.
Like,
It's nice to see we've reversed positions. I think this is nice. It's growth for both of us.
like the cure-all kind of thing of like, oh, I just reversed aging. All you gotta do is breathe pure oxygen. It's like, you know, I don't think one simple thing like that is gonna cure aging.
Yeah, because there's a lot of components to it, is what the doctors were saying.
It's sort of like these diets where you're like, yeah, you just got to eat a steak every day. It's like everyone's looking for that quick fix, that easy solution. And it's like, no, just like be content with the fact that it's complicated.
And that there's a lot going on and we have very little control.
Yeah.
Let go and let God.
Yeah. And, you know, people want so badly to reverse aging. It's like, yeah, you know, of course, but I don't know. I think,
Did you watch Sound of Metal?
yeah.
That was kind of about like accepting things. You know what I
Totally.
mean?
Yeah.
That movie was almost too hard on him for wanting to get the ear implants. There's a lot of
It was.
spoiler alerts here.
Yeah.
But he gets the ear implants and they just suck. And like
Yeah.
he didn't ask any questions beforehand, like what are they gonna be like?
Yeah.
He's like completely like, you know, deer in the headlights. He's like, these things sound like shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's how they work.
Yeah.
And he's like, I had no idea. I'm like, you just
And,
like
and the doctor gets she is kind of hard on it. She's like, this is what it's like. And he's like, well, fuck.
And I thought the movie was a little too harsh on people who might want to do that. You know, it's very much
Yeah.
like, hey, you just got to accept that sometimes things are out of your power and that
Yeah.
and that you're not going to have the life you wanted. But it was a good movie. Like the sound was good and the acting was good.
It was good. It was just, it's acting is incredible. And his shirts, dude. I mean, I think the best part of the movie, the part that should win an Oscar, is this guy's shirts. I mean, every shirt that he wore in that movie, I was like, I want to buy that shirt because the fit was perfect. Like, it was sort of like a, you know, sort of fit around the top, but then like long, so it's not like not like too tight of a shirt, you know. It's like that. And I was like, the whole time I was watching it, I was watching with my girlfriend. She's like, "Can you believe this acting?" I'm like, "No, I can't believe his shirts."
Right.
So yeah, and then the acting was cool too.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Dude, then we read an article about this dude in China who had a 7-inch glass bottle stuck in his rectum.
Yeah.
And he told the doctor it was because he was using it to scratch his backside.
Dude, I've been there.
It got stuck in there.
Well, dude, he must have had a deep itch, dude.
I know. Yeah. So you think he's being legit about it?
Oh, for sure.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. I
Yeah.
appreciate your trust.
But dang.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like, I want to believe him, but I just find it hard to believe you get a whole bottle up your ass just trying to scratch an itch.
Right. Yeah.
It feels like you got to be hyper intentional to get that kind of depth.
Yeah. I didn't really think about that. Yeah. Aaron, what do you think? Intentional? Accidental?
I mean, that's got to take not only intent, but some serious lubrication.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, the doctor said that he's had a lot of instances of people just like weirdly getting stuff up their ass.
It's crazy how often it happens when people are just
Yeah.
doing regular shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was just, installing a light bulb and it flipped over on the ladder and then my house, the gravity flipped upside down and I shot up into the ceiling and a
Right.
bulb went in my ass.
Yeah.
And doctors are just like, that sounds legit.
Yeah. Wow.
And then, dude, the last article we read was about a man who requested trial by combat in a custody battle with his wife. He's a 40-year-old. His name's David Ostrom, and he asked a judge to allow him trial by combat with Japanese swords in a child custody dispute with his Iowa ex-wife. And what was your quote that you loved?
He summoned his ex-wife to the battlefield, but the lawyer could stand in her place. And what did he say? He wanted to.
He said in his
rend their
motion
souls?
he would rend their souls from their corporeal bodies. And they did a psychological evaluation that indicated he is not troubled, but has adjustment disorder with mixed emotional features. In other words, he's super fucking pissed off. This guy's just been losing his mind. Yeah. He's saying they won't let him see his kids. So at one point he just goes into court. He's like, fuck all this bullshit. Fuck all this circly argument shit. Give me a sword. She gets a sword. If her lawyer's a man, he'll step up in her place and we'll settle this out.
Rend their souls from their corporeal body. Trial by combat. He wants to duel his wife with a guitar. Should we act that out?
Yeah.
I'll be the psychologist.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Rensky.
Hey, I'm not going to do that.
Mr. Rensky, we did the evaluation, got the results of your test back, and you are completely psychologically fit.
Thank you. Does that mean I get to sword fight my wife?
Yeah.
You know she's an asshole, right?
Yeah, what is it you wanted to do again?
I wanted to fight her with a sword, and I came up with this badass line where I said I wanted to rend her soul from her corporeal body.
Mm-hmm.
But look, the truth is, like, I don't want to kill my wife. I mean, I do. I want to fucking kill her. But I want the lawyer more. I want the lawyer dead. So I think he'll step up, and then I'll get to kill him. Also, it's interesting to me that Hamilton can be the biggest show in the history of theater, and there's tons of duels in it, and no one is casting any kind of judgments on those dudes. But if I want to do it in modern times, all of a sudden, it's newsworthy. I think that's a little whack. I guess if I sang a song before and after, maybe they'd let me, hack into some people.
Okay, well, this all makes perfect sense to me. So I'll recommend this to the judge. And do you need a sword rec?
Yes.
All right, I got a guy. Well, good luck on the battlefield.
Nice. Thank you, dude. That was perfect. I think if we cut down my part, and then it's mostly the psychologist, because you're the better character. Yeah. No, it's true, because that's who's interesting, is the psychologist who said he was sane. Yeah. So maybe, ask me again what I want to do.
So, explain to me what you wanted to do again.
I want to sword fight my wife to the death so I can get custody of the kids.
Trial by combat?
That's correct, sir.
And what you wanted to, with their souls?
I want to rend their soul from their corporeal bodies.
Right. Okay.
I just thought that sounded cool. Because I'm so fucking pissed off.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, that all makes perfect sense to me. I'll recommend it to the judge, and good luck on the battlefield. Do you need a sword rec?
That'd be great.
Okay, I got a guy. He's actually in, where is he? Reseda. So I'll give him a shout, and best of luck. And do you have a preference? Lawyer, wife, your kid?
I'd like lawyer.
Okay.
Are you divorced?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I got that vibe.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened. When you read that, the psychologist is like, no, he's all good. It's like, the psychologist, by chance, was also divorced. Yeah.
No, this guy's
The judge is divorced. He's like, he hears him. He's like, corporeal body. He's like, Ordinarily, we do not like threats in our court, but I have to say in this case, Mr. Ostrom, I totally fucking hear where you're coming from. This lawyer is a whack bitch, and you guys will settle this with trial by combat. Court is adjourned.
Beautiful.
Am I the sword guy in Reseda? Because I have some swords.
And you live in Reseda?
I do.
Bro, you are the sword guy.
That is you.
You are him. Dudes, should we do an ad and then we'll just talk about our travels, I guess, during our, because those are going to be your legends and babes, right? Or where
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Same here.
And I did a little thing I decided today. I'm similar to your hits different. I'm gonna start saying brother more.
Nice.
I think it's just like because I've always wanted to like assert my masculinity a little bit more. Just because I have older brothers and they just would knock me, and I'd love it, and they'd be like, you need to be more like assertive and tough, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll just start saying brother more, like I feel you, brother. Do you feel the weight a little bit more now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I heard you saying it more when we were on our trip.
Yeah, the cowboy hat brings it out of me for sure.
I think the cowboy hat's working, dude. I think it's
Thanks.
You're good.
How's it hits different going for you?
You know what's funny is like I said I wanted to say it more, but I think it was more about that. It was almost like when sometimes I just want to be accepted for things more than I even want to do the things. Like one time when I was like 17, I was talking to my dad and I'm like, yo, we were just watching football, like Monday Night Football. I'm like, yo, you would love me less if I was gay. I mean, I was like, what? And I was like, you'd love me less if I was gay. He's like, no, I wouldn't. I was like, I think you would. And I had tears in my eyes. And he's like, are you gay? And I was like, no. Just the idea of my dad loving me less for any reason made me cry.
That's
so
hilarious.
I needed to hear him say that he would accept me, which he did, as his gay son, but I'm not gay. I just needed to hear that. So I think the hits different thing is similar. Like I wanted people to know I wanted to say it hits different and I wanted to be accepted for it.
Right.
But I actually haven't even really taken it for a spin.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's the truth, brother.
Wow. Dude, that hit different.
Nice. That feels good.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna pee real quick.
Guys, I am interrupting this podcast to let you know that we are brought to you by Helix Sleep. Guys, okay, so let me lay down the story for you guys right quick. I got a mattress last year when I moved into this new apartment, and I like a firm mattress. I got it, and I was laying on it. I was sleeping on it. I was like, this is the mattress. I never need another mattress. And then Helix approached us, and they're like, take our 2-minute sleep quiz. What mattress do you want? And they sent us a mattress. They sent me a mattress, and they sent JT a mattress. And in my mind, I was like, there's no way I'm going to like this mattress. I got my firm mattress from Ashley Home Furniture. Maybe I shouldn't say brand names. I got my home mattress from my buddy Craig, my firm mattress. And then I moved into this new place, and I had the Helix mattress, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. Try the Helix mattress, and holy freaking tomatoes, it is incredible. Perfectly matched to me. It's like it's got firm, but it's got softness. The other one had a little bit too much firmness, but Helix knew better, and they're like, we're gonna give you a little bit of softness, and it's perfect. I'm having a great night's sleep on it. I cannot recommend Helix enough. They're legit, and I'm sleeping like a baby, loving it. It's awesome. So guys, if you want to get Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes just 2 minutes to complete, matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Everyone's unique. I don't know why I said it like that. And Helix knows that, so they have several different mattress models to choose from. They have soft, medium, and firm mattresses. Mattresses great for cooling you down if you sleep hot, and even a Helix Plus mattress for plus size folks. They're thinking about everyone, guys. Everyone. So, if you're looking for a mattress, take this quiz. Oh, right. Yeah, so I took the Helix quiz. I was matched with like a firm, soft mattress, as I said. And if you're looking for a mattress, take the quiz, order the mattress that you're matched to, and the mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free. You don't ever need to go to a mattress store again. Helix is awesome, but don't take my word for it. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 by GQ and Wired Magazine. So just go to helixsleep.com/go deep. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that'll give you the best sleep of your life. They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights, risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it. There's no risk here, guys. And this is my call to action. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/go deep. Yes. Guys, of course, we are also brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pubed, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dongs are looking fresh and clean. Because your dong is important, and you want to make sure that your dong knows that you love it and you care for it. And you want your dong to look back up at you sometimes when you're like, taking a whiz and being like, dude, thank you for trimming me like that. The hair around the shaft was really just out of control, and you really came in hot. You want your dong to say that to you. Also, big news, Manscaped just released their new cologne scent to help you feel good and smell good all over and at all times. Who knew smelling this good could feel this good too? I didn't. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all your below the waist grooming needs. We got the Perfect Package 3.0 for all the below the waist grooming needs. You got the refined cologne, which smells legit. You've got and the scent is actually, it's very like calming and inviting, and just like it's like the modern version of Fierce. It's also hypoallergenic and cruelty-free, dye-free, paraben-free, and 100% vegan. Shout out to Plant-Based JT.
What up?
They have a beautifully designed glass bottle, makes a statement. The manly scent is attractive to set the mood. Of course, you got the Perfect Package 3.0, crop formulations for your balls, keep your testes looking fresh, smelling fresh. It's time to get Manscaped, guys. It's time to feel sexy. Get 20% off plus free shipping with code GODEEP at manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping with the code GODEEP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, and use code GODEEP. Look good, smell good, feel good with Manscaped. That's it.
Beast. All right, let's get into some cues.
Nice. Did we get an email back from the dude?
No.
They're probably just working on it.
Yep. Sorry for the long email. Hey, Chad, JT, and hopefully Strider and Joe. How's the hog? I'm a new longtime stoker who picked up the pod in my long morning shifts this past fall. You guys truly boost Stoke and always amped when I see a new pod. Sorry for the long quest. So a friend of mine who I've been friends with through high school and I have become a lot more close since graduating, as in we hang out just about every day. Usually we blaze. He's a great dude and definitely a lifelong friend in which I can introduce to my kids one day. During high school when we were friends, but not nearly as tight as we are now, we had different friend groups. Currently, he is unemployed, no license, no car. He stays home majority of his days unless we hang out. There has been multiple times when I invite him to come over to one of my dudes' houses, which he is also friends with, just not as good friends as I. Just a little confused on why he would rather sit at home alone rather than hang out with some of his bros. And I might get it, and I might get not being his first choice, but he's yet to tell me a true problem and why he does not want to go out. It's gotten to the point now where I don't feel bad not inviting him, already knowing he won't come, but still feeling guilty making plans in front of him that he could easily also attend. He claims he doesn't like social gatherings, but I know if his friends of his choice invite him, he would be down. Just a little agitating, also when my other friends enjoy hanging out with him and don't know he would rather be home. I don't quite get it. Thanks, remain anonymous. Dude, I get this. I totally get this. I've felt this way before with friends. You know, you want to be everyone's number one. You want everyone to want to hang out with you, but there's really not an issue here. Mm-hmm. Like, this dude just likes being home, and it's kind of a compliment that he likes hanging out with you. He probably doesn't like hanging out with a ton of people. And I would just keep inviting him to stuff because that's the polite, nice thing to do, and then just not worry about how he responds. Like, you did your part. You invited him. If he doesn't want to come, he doesn't have to come. And if you feel like not inviting him, you can do that too. But I feel like that'll make you feel bad. So just keep inviting him and then let him be him. He probably really appreciates that he has a friend like you who he actually does like spending time with once in a while. Some people are just more introverted.
Totally, yeah. And I think, yeah, he just likes what he likes. And he knows how he wants to spend his evenings. And, there's no need to overthink why he doesn't want to come out. I mean, he just doesn't want to come out. And that's it's not on you. I think you're doing the right thing, like JT said, by inviting him out and being a good friend. But I don't think you have to overthink it. I think it sounds like you might just be frustrated because you like hanging out with him and you want to hang out with him out more. But, you know, it sounds like he just is a guy who needs his alone time, needs his space. And that's cool.
Yeah, I think you're good, dude. What up, Samurais of Stoke? First of y'all, thank you for good vibes always. Winter is cold, but your words amp my stoke. Got a quick request for y'all. I'm a big fan of the pod, and the chica of my life, Lou, knows it. She's a dream, dudes, and I just know it's her. But I digress. She happens to be on a mission trip for a few months down in Costa Rica, changing people's lives and amping Stoke while I'm up in the USA dreaming about her return. I want her to carpe diem her time away, but with Valentine's Day coming up and the distance being a little sad, I want to do something to show my uber love for her. Here's the catch. There is no way for me to reach out to her with a gift. I tried to plan a visit so we could love and surf the rich coast, but her program won't allow it. I also can't send her any packages or letters either because there's just nowhere to send it. We are restricted to text and FaceTime once a week. Ah, you poor thing. But I'm not too phased since the love is so strong. What a resilient dude. Still, I need y'all's help. Could you hype up my love for her real fast on the pod? I want her to be reminded that I'm so amped for her and that she is a baller. She needs to know that my love is so strong. I love her more than groundswell and light offshore winds. Woo. Chad and JT plus the gang. Your wise words would totally amp her stoke and trust that you know how strong I feel and could speak for me as well. Dude, I don't know if there's anything we can do. I think he just did it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard something like that before in my life.
You got me amped up. I want to like be a better boyfriend to my girlfriend and call her right now and be like, I love you more than offshore winds.
Wow.
And I barely know what those are, but I care. I want to care like you do. You're inspiring, dude. And dude, this guy's, you know, he's in it. He's not going to see her for a while.
Yeah.
He's not going to see his baby on Valentine's Day. But you're good, dude. You're solid. When you guys see each other, it's going to be on. And when she hears this, she's going to know that she's got a real catch. Someone who is thinking about her in profound and authentic and loving ways, dude. She's a lucky lady.
Yeah, Lou, if you're listening to this, just know that your dude just blew our freaking domes off with his love for you. The way he wrote it out like, you know, I'm like, is this Herman Melville at the keys right now? God dang. Like, but dang, I mean, that just made my stoke tank pop off right now like a goddamn carburetor that's filled up to the gills with oil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll say sometimes I'm on a ranch, you know, and we got some wild horses that we're getting paid to break.
Yeah.
And I'll see these horses, they'll just take up off a hill just because they love to run. And when you see a real wild thing like that, a pure wild thing, and you let it run, the only way you can properly break one of them horses is to let it run.
Yeah.
Let it run itself out and let it come back to you.
Right.
Let it come back to you.
Right.
It'll come up to you when you're on the fence line, it'll put its head up against your hand, and you'll just pet it. You'll just pet it. And this gentleman here, this gentleman, Graham, he understands that. He's letting his lady run. Really? She's running all the way to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
She's getting her legs moving all the way to Costa Rica.
Adios.
And he's watching her run, and he's saying, honey, you look beautiful. You look beautiful when your hoofs are pounding. You're setting my heart ablaze. I could turn to fire and set this hillside into amber dust. Is that it?
God dang, that's it. And you know
Is that it? Did that make sense?
You just filled up my nuts with something called nectar.
That's what's up, partner.
And this reminds me, you remind me of a more, less commitment phobic Brad Pitt in Legends of the Fall.
That's right. He's open. This is Tristan. If Tristan did a little therapy and was like, hey, I appreciate you.
Yeah, Tristan is saying, hey, I'm going to go down south. I'm going to go to South America, but I'm never going to forget you. But the roles are switched this time. And she's doing that right now. And now you are wherever you are. Sounds like maybe Orlando. Something like of that nature. And you're just sitting there and you're professing your love and it's beaming out from your chest like a goddamn UFO in the Arizona sky. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this got me fired up, dude. You're a good dude, man. And she must be an incredible lady. So you guys together, two special people like that coming together, I mean, that's you don't want to say it's once in a lifetime because, things can go wrong. And then, you got to be able to get back up and get on to the next one, But, I mean, this might be it. You guys might be meant to be on this journey together. And it's moves like this that are going to put you more in a position to have that happen. So good on you. Good on you for putting your nuts on the table, big man. What's up, my senseis of Stoke? First off, I wanted to say I just got hip to the podcast and I've been listening to it whenever I drive for 2 weeks now. Over the past year and a half, I've dropped around 50 to 65 pounds and have basically transformed my body. I'm still a little chunky at around 215, but I've slimmed down enough that I've started to get a lot more attention from women. My problem is that I've been overweight since freshman year of high school and now a senior in college, so my game is basically non-existent. What can I do to be able to talk to the baddies now that actually talk to me? Thank you.
I'll tell you right now, get yourself a pair of boots, a boot buckle, belt buckle, spurs, and a goddamn cowboy hat, and tell them, hey ladies, I'm ready with a huge heart that's gonna send you off to Ecuador.
Dude, I could not agree more. I think dressing like a cowboy is 100% the move. Make sure it's an authentic cowboy. We'll send you some Allen. Was that the story we went to?
Allen hats, I think.
Allen hats in Austin will treat you right. A little overpriced, but you know, it's good stuff. And so go in there and get yourself decked out and just be a cowboy. And then also, I would not worry too much about what you're saying. There's no everyone's got their own lingo. You know what I mean? It's like dancing. You know, our friend Austin, when we were in Austin, we went to a bar.
Yeah.
And we were upstairs dancing. He was like, I can't dance, and I was like, he's like, you got some moves. I was like, no. Everyone can dance. You just have to find your moves.
Yeah.
And how do you find that? It's trial and error, baby. You just get out there. And you don't worry about what you're saying. Just start talking.
Yeah.
Just say whatever comes out. If it's gibberish, it's gibberish. But you just keep moving.
I love that. And you know, yeah, it's all just reps, you know, and that's the fun of life. It's like you don't worry about what to say because it'll come to you. All you got to do is just fill yourself up with just this confidence that you may not be so sure of yet. You know, the foundation may be shaky, but just approach the ladies and the situations with that confidence of just like, I know who I am, and have fun. That's the biggest thing. Just have fun. That's what life is about, having fun, just being joyful, having fun, and making big investments in yourself.
Yep. Now go get your cowboy outfit. Last cue. This is super long. You ready for this? What up? What's going on, Chad and JT? This is a lot of text. Sorry for the rant. I'm trying to save my relation with this girl, my roommate, but I don't know how my roommate feels about anything. This guy's in it. The subject of the email explains what's killing my stoke. I think my roommate is pissed at me for fucking this girl he's friends with, but he won't say anything and is pretending everything is okay. Here's the backstory. I've been listening to your pod for a couple months now, and after seeing some funny videos on Instagram of Huntington Beach goons. Either way, I'm a junior in college in LA, and I've been living with one of my best friends in college since August in a 2-bedroom apartment. We get along well, but the relationship has always been a little more shallow than I would have liked. This isn't a big deal, though, because we've always gotten along well and have a good time gaming and generally chilling together. Either way, my buddy has had this female friend he occasionally has head over to our apartment over the past couple of years, and I've always liked this girl. Whenever I asked him if he wanted to get with her, he would give me a weird answer like, I don't know, I don't want a relation, or no, we were just friends, and all kinds of shit. I don't mean to smile, but it's so clear where this is going. I mean, your roommate, you're a guy who thrives on emotions. You want to get deeper with your roommate. You should just let him be who he is. He's clearly in love with this girl. That's what I know so far.
I don't want a relationship.
Yeah. Hey, do you have a crush on that girl? I don't know. I don't want a relationship. He's in love with her.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he liked her, but didn't want to commit, was afraid or something. But I get the feeling he never shot me straight about it. Last semester, I asked him, though, and he literally said, nah, you can go for it. As if he didn't care if I hit her up or dated her. He also was talking to some girl he was trying to do a long distance thing with and was having other girls over to hook up with all the time this fall. So I couldn't figure out what he wanted. Oh, well, I was wrong. Yeah, you know, you live and you learn. So here's where I fucked up and what's killing my stoke about both my relationship with this girl who I really like and is fine as hell, and my relationship with my roommate, which I value more. Bros before hoes, you know? I ended up hitting this girl up when I had a place to myself in December of 2020, and we hit it off, had a few dates, and had sex like on the second date or something. The problem is I never explicitly asked this dude if I could make a move on this girl, and when he came back in January, I told him right away, but still felt really uncomfortable about telling him retroactively because I know I fucked up. He ended up saying he doesn't care and it's no big deal, and I had her over a few weeks ago while he was here, and we were all chill. Also, this girl was not stoked at all that I hadn't talked to my roommate before I made a move on her. It's now stabilized, but I think I've overheard my roommate talking shit on me on the phone, talking about how he's really bummed he let me get away with hooking up with this girl, and just generally bashing me on a personal level. We were still chilling and gaming, playing Forza, and vibes seem good on the surface, but I get the feeling he's still pissed at me, and I don't really feel comfortable talking about this girl or bringing her around to my place. We usually just go to the beach or hook up at her place because there's privacy, etc. I told the guy I felt bad about not telling him, and I think he accepted the apology, but it still doesn't make things right, especially if he was trying to hook up with her. I doubt he wants my sloppy seconds, but I also feel like I care more about this girl than he ever will, and it's on me to make a move in the 2 years that he's known her. And it's on him to make a move. I'm super hyped about this girl, and ending our relationship would really blow, so I'm trying to avoid that at all costs, but it makes me feel dumb because I feel like I stole my homie's girl, but I don't know how he feels about anything. If this whole thing pisses him off, I just wish he said something instead of holding it in and talking shit behind my back. When I explicitly asked him if he had a problem, he just said, nah, you're good. So I just don't know where he's at, and this shit is rattling around in my head all the time, and I can't bone this girl or hang out with my friends without being anxious of what the future holds. This shit is a mess, and I don't know if I should talk to my roommate, break up with this girl, or do nothing or whatever. I just want to chill. Thank you, bro. Stay stoked. I love the pod. Dude, you should so clearly do nothing. Just keep dating the girl and let your roommate be a little upset. Like, you are so caught up in like feeling like you have to like fix something. There's nothing to fix. Like, yeah, you know, you could have been more sensitive to your roommate. Yeah, he could have been more honest about it. Everyone could have been like a bit more careful about the other people, but people aren't like that, you know? We just do what we want most of the time. And you're just making yourself crazy. Mm-hmm. And it probably felt good to get it out and type it out, so I get that completely. I mean, that's therapy for me too, sometimes just airing this shit out, but I would do absolutely nothing.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
What, are you going to keep bringing it up to your roommate? Hey, bro, for the 65th time, I'm sorry I fucked that girl you liked.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, got it.
Sorry, I'm still fucking that girl you like.
Yeah, and like the roommate doesn't like to, you like to talk about feelings. Your roommate doesn't. So be sensitive to that and don't make him go where you want to go. He's not going to enjoy it, I don't think.
Yeah, nothing you say or do is going to make him less upset, I think. You apologize, that's it.
And if you like the girl, like, you got to keep dating her. You're going to break up with her. You're going to resent your friend forever because of that. And you're going to always, I don't know, it's a bad thing it's just not the right move because you're just going to think that, oh, I lost out on love because of my roommate. It seems a little self-sabotagey. Yeah.
It'll all work out. Don't worry about it. You're just going through an awkward phase at the moment, but all will be well. You guys will be good homies again. And your love with this new lady will blossom. And I see good things in your future. You're just going to have to go through these growing pains. And, yeah.
Yeah, dude. You're good, dude.
My piece of advice has a little something to do with the hats you're wearing.
Oh, yeah. Hit him with it, Daddy.
I would say move out.
That's a good idea.
Oh, god dang.
Because this guy will, if he cools off, he cools off. He should. If you move out, he's not seeing it every day. And if he doesn't, well, fuck him. Like, you know, you didn't just hook up with the girl he likes. You're in a relationship. So
that's the thing. At some point, your guys' mutual like for one another will supersede whatever his feelings were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you guys are dating for 2 years, you can't be like, but I had a crush on her. It's like you guys were clearly gonna end up in that. If you guys weren't together, it doesn't mean him and her would be together. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, moving out's a good call. But I don't know. But can I play devil's advocate to that?
Sure.
Like, would the dude feel like that's like more betrayal, perhaps?
That he moved out?
Yeah, it's like, oh, so you took my chick and then you moved out? Like, you were my roommate. I liked living with you.
There's other roommates in the sea.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
I'm being a little codependent. This is a codependent dude asking a codependent dude what to do. I'd break up with the girl and suck your roommate's dick.
My high school friend is married to my high school girlfriend.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. And it's
Whose car are we taking?
at a certain point, it's just like, who cares? Or like, they're clearly together. It's clearly lasting. Who cares?
Dude, my oldest friend and me, like, I love this dude to death. I've done some effed up shit to him, too. But he we've both done effed up shit to each other. You know what I mean? We're still best bros. That's life. You know what I mean? You don't pitch a perfect game. You fuck up. You prove your friendship through time.
Oh, that said, I mean, I haven't spoken to that guy in forever.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, I moved to LA, and it's like.
Was the relationship severed because of that?
We'd both gone off to college, so we just kind of weren't seeing each other that much. And he told me after they started dating, and I was like, "Oh, that's fine. Like, I'm kind of over it at this point." But then it was still like, well, I'm not gonna like ask you how she's doing, like where I would do that if you were dating any other person on the planet.
Right. You just rather not trudge up that stuff.
Yeah. So then that just became easier to just be like, well, I don't need that friendship. I miss it, but it's all good.
I got a lot of really close friends. Like, two of my really good buddies weren't buddies for a couple years because they both fell in love with the same girl.
Oh, really?
And they were like and one of the guys was kind of dishonest about it with the other guy.
Wow.
Like, he's like, do you like her? Tell me. And he's like, I don't like her. But then they ended up dating for a couple years. But now they're fucking thick as
boys
thieves again. Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, it'll all work out.
Yeah. The guy I'm talking about, he for like 1 year, every girl I had a crush on, he tried to take her from me.
Really?
Yeah. We go out to bars. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you all over this girl? Like, we'd be going out to the bar, and like my buddy would be like, hey, you and me, this girl likes you, her friend likes me, and then he'd be in the back seat, and then we'd get to the bar and he'd go to the girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I'd just sit there and I'd be like, what the fuck's going on here?
That's weird.
Yeah. But you know what? I love him.
It's all good.
I love him. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. All right. But here's the thing. If you ever cross me... No, I'm kidding.
Tell him.
If you ever cross me again, you will wake up in a coma, my friend. Chad, who's your beef of the week?
My beef of the week is when you get spam and you unsubscribe from an email list from a certain company. You unsubscribe from all of their emails. You're like, hey, I don't want any more emails from you. Stop sending me emails. And you click unsubscribe. And then they come in with another email to say, hey, just confirming that you're unsubscribing. I'm like, yeah, that's why I unsubscribe. You don't need to send me another email to let me know that I unsubscribe. Just stop sending me emails. Spectrum, GoDaddy. I unsubscribed from GoDaddy today, and they sent me an email saying, hey, dude, just confirming that you unsubscribed. And I was like, GoDaddy, go fuck yourself. That's my beef. But dang.
My beef of the week is with the phrase "keep Austin weird." I just think it's an ineffective way to keep Austin weird. You know what I mean? We land in Austin, and it's in the airport. It says "keep Austin weird." I'm like, oh, okay. The airport's trying to keep Austin funky.
Yeah.
Like, it's been co-opted by like the least weird things ever. And and I get it, because like we went to Austin. It feels like it feels really cool. But I get how it's been kind of like, co-opted by other people and kind of taken over by the non-natives. But it's like, I don't know. I just think you need a weirder phrase. If you want to keep Austin weird, just say something like Austin butt fucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Austin, where shit lands on your head. That'll keep Austin weird. If you say something like, oh, keep Austin weird, it's like everyone will say that. That's like something non-weird people will say.
Yeah.
It was just the wrong phrase to help the city stay weird.
Yeah.
And look, if everyone's trying to stop X, bet on X. I think that's what, who was Richard Nixon's like campaign manager? The guy who helped him like reshape the South and like flip all the Dixiecrats? That guy said that. He said that, and then they later said that about Donald Trump. If everyone's trying to stop that guy, bet on that guy. He's got all the momentum.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to bet on keeping Austin from being normal, it's gonna get normal. It's too late.
It's sort of like
Unless you get really weird.
Yeah, it's sort of like putting up a flag like, oh, big tech is here.
Yeah.
They moved in.
It's like you basically said we're done at that point.
Yeah.
Keep Austin weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
You should have just said something weird.
Yeah. I know there's parts of Austin. When I was like, we were on that one street, and I loved Austin, but I could see it happening because it was like a Lemonade, then an Equinox, and then you're like, oh, this is becoming Brooklyn.
It felt like Abbot Kinney Venice too.
Yeah.
It was like really nice upscale places that I enjoy, but that don't have much personality.
Yeah. I was like, oh, Silver Lake moved to Austin.
Mm-hmm. And me, for one, as a person who's been to Austin twice, I'd like to see it return to its original glory.
But dang.
And maybe not Austin butt fucks, because I'm not trying to say butt fucking is weird.
Yeah.
But it's something that it's a little more shocking to people.
Jarring,
yeah.
It would keep probably the more
tame, boring folk out of there.
Yeah.
What's a phrase that doesn't have like that kind of any sort of connotation like that? That's weird. Like Austin burns nuts and like Austin singes ass hair.
Yeah. Austin twists nipples.
Austin twists nipples. See, there you go.
Yeah. Aaron, do you have a beef?
I do.
What's your beef of the week?
My beef for the week is with grocery stores hiding shit.
Nice.
Now that I'm a dad, I have to buy formula at the grocery store. You go to the formula section. Is the formula there? No, it's a fucking card for the formula because they have it hidden somewhere. Presumably to prevent theft. And I get it, formula's expensive. But also this. If someone needs formula so badly and they can't afford it, let them take it. God damn it. We're in the middle of we're in the middle of a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But B, poor people need to feed their children. Who gives a shit about your bottom line, Ralph's?
Let me play devil's advocate. No, I'm kidding.
No. And also, the card makes the card makes the things really small. So twice now I've bought the wrong formula. Because you can't see the colors of the lids. And you can't see the small text that's on the formula. It tells you, which kind it is. Also, they've now put the condoms behind glass as well.
Yeah, what is going on?
Again,
I like it because then I got to go up to someone and say, "Hey, I need some rubbers."
Oh, I did it recently. It was both liberating and incredibly embarrassing.
Oh, so you're wearing rubs again because you're not ready to pop out a second little one. How's it feel to be? Never mind. Too private. Chad, who's your babe of the week?
But same thing with condoms. Obviously, reproductive health is very important. Preventing STDs is important. Anyone who needs to steal them, let them.
That's true because like condoms. If you go to like a Planned Parenthood, you can grab like 50 condoms. You know?
But I mean, what are 4 people stealing it a year? Like, let them. It's fine.
Nice.
Stealing rubs.
Not everyone's stealing.
Yeah. Now buying them is just let them take them. We should have like a formula, condom, and diaper, and I think those 3 things just like dispensers.
They should just be public.
Yeah.
Yeah. Publicly available.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean rubbers for sure. Because then if you give those out for free, then you might cut into the formula and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Need less of that.
Right.
I don't mind wearing condoms. It doesn't bother me.
Really?
No, it doesn't bother me much. I mean, look, I like fucking without one for sure. It feels good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind wearing them. I could wear one forever, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like that you're promoting that.
Sometimes I'll dirty talk and be like, I wish I'll fuck you without a condom.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking shit.
Nice.
I'm all rubbed up. I don't want to give my lady herpes. If it happens, it happens. But I'd feel very chivalrous if I didn't. Her doctor, I'm gonna cut all this out. But she went to her doctor and she's like, hey, like my boyfriend's got herpes.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh really? And he told you about it? She was like, yeah. And she was like, and he told you about it before you had sex? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, and he doesn't pressure you into having sex without a condom? And she was like, no. She's like, your boyfriend's a very special guy.
That's awesome.
Low bar to clear, but yeah. Yeah, I did it.
That's awesome.
Chad, who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is the rest of the country. Just because we've been in LA, SoCal for, like a year straight. And you just forget about what the rest of the country is like. And we went to Pennsylvania, we went to Florida / Georgia, we went to Texas, all different parts of the country. And it's just like, it's just so nice. Like everyone was so nice, and just warm, and they just had like a different kind of energy to them that I think we hadn't felt in a while.
They were super cool.
Yeah, just like really just sort of polite and looking out for
wholesome,
yeah, looking out for their fellow neighbor. And which is I guess you don't really see that as much in LA. So it was really cool to be around. And also just like it's cool just to be in different parts of the country where you just see totally different walks of life. Like we were in Amish country. They're fucking plowing a field with horses.
They were traveling on horse and buggy.
Dude, the horse and buggies haul ass.
They're
too.
fast.
Yeah.
They're keeping up.
Yeah. They're going.
And we were shooting a commercial, and we were running up to people, and we'd be like, for a I don't know how much I can say, but for an alcoholic beverage,
Yeah.
and we'd run up to people, and I'd be like, "Hey, sir, you like to drink?" And he goes,
Yeah.
"No."
Yeah.
And then I said, "Well, you want to be in a commercial?" "No, I don't." "Well, here, can I bother you for a second?" "Nope, gotta get back to work." And then he get in his horse and buggy and ride off.
Yeah.
And they're very flinty people. Like
Yeah.
they don't have time for nonsense. I think they just kind of socialize with the people they already know.
Totally.
But but I loved it about them. There was something so authentic and like
Yeah.
pure.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's so cool.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
I went up to an Amish. I'm just trying to talk to everybody. I see we're in a little diner, and they say they got the chicken broasted. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I turn to a Mennonite woman. I go, "Hey, lady." I'm like, "How's it going?" She's like, "Me?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Do you know what broasted chicken is?" She goes, "Nope." Back to her sandwich.
Dude, what did we get there? The like meat sticks?
Yeah.
Spacklers or something?
Oh, yeah. What were those?
Is storklers?
What were the little sticks?
Yeah.
Those were pretty good. The sandwich was, all the food was amazing there.
Really good.
It was so like, you could tell it was like locally like
The meat section was on fire.
raised and brought together. Yeah. Dude, that was so fun. Just being in all those different places and seeing so many different kinds of people. It was just, I don't know, it was one of the best weeks of my life. I had the best time.
I did. Yeah, a lot of people, they want to go like Europe, they want to go like Australia, or like, I'm like, just go see the rest of America. It's awesome.
When we heard how like Sacha Baron Cohen, before he did Borat, and Borat's him going across the country, we heard that when he like graduated from college, he took a long trip by himself around America just to like better understand it.
Yeah.
And that informed a lot of what he does now.
Totally.
Where he just like saw so many different dimensions of, because it's such a huge country too.
Yeah.
And just all the different ways that people think and feel and how they articulate themselves. It's really so diverse and interesting.
Totally.
It's the best.
I got to pee real quick.
Should I keep pushing?
Yeah.
Aaron, or did you want Chad here for it?
No, it's fine.
Who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is new Cardinals third baseman, Nolan Arenado. 8-time Gold Glover. 4-time, I believe 4, maybe 2 or 4, platinum Gold Glove winner. And badass Silver Slugger. Home run leader coming to the Cardinals. It's a dream come true.
He's like third in WAR over the past like 5 years, right?
Oh, he's got to be, yeah.
Like he's like right behind like Trout and like I don't know who the other guy, maybe Betts or someone like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think he has the speed of either of the two, but yeah, it's unbelievable. It was a trade that potentially could have happened last year. It didn't, and I thought there's no way it's ever going to happen. And I was just happy to see Adam Wainwright get re-signed, and Yachty's around the corner, I think. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, the Cardinals have traded for Nolan Arenado. It's just like, holy shit.
Do you guys? So are you guys
Him
are the
and
favorite in your
Goldschmidt.
division for sure?
For sure. Him and Goldschmidt in the same infield,
That's pretty insane.
you have to hit it up the middle. Like it's crazy. And those guys are no slobs either. So
it'll be like you guys, the Padres and the Dodgers in the NL.
Yeah, the Braves.
Oh yeah, the
should be
Braves
up
are
there.
stacked
They should still be there. Yeah,
because they got
Braves are a really good
Acuna
team.
and Freeman.
Yeah. They should still be there. They haven't quite figured out whether they're going to re-sign Ozuna or not. But yeah,
That's amazing. Dude, that glove work. I was looking at like stats on good defensive third baseman, and they keep that Gold Glove level until they're like 35. The majority of them.
yeah. And he loves it. He loves playing defense. So, I mean, what more can you ask from a guy who hits that well to also love playing defense?
That's nice.
I love playing defense, so I appreciate it.
It's the best.
I like it more than hitting.
Really?
That's just me. Yeah.
Yeah, Ozzie Smith was like one of my favorites growing up. Or Omar Vizquel. You know who was my favorite? Was Omar Vizquel and Roberto Alomar when they played together on the Indians.
Oh yeah.
And just the transitions they would have on double plays.
Oh yeah.
Like the variations and just the deft like hand and glove work. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Omar Vizquel's got a bit of a cloud over him now, unfortunately.
Oh, did he do some fucked up
Domestic violence, yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Just recently.
shit? God damn it.
Yeah. His Hall of Fame chances have dwindled because of it.
Yeah, and he had a good one too, because there's no steroid shit with him, but
No.
these fucking guys. And Roberto Alomar has that too, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
God
but he's in
damn
the
it.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, he's crazy numbers for a second baseman. Dude, my babe of the week is people with no front teeth. For my money, the most charismatic people in the world. We met two on our trip. Both of them just, I'm not even being like condescending, like truly like incredibly engaging, charismatic people. And I think there's something in having the confidence to rock no front teeth where you got to be that kind of person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And then you kind of trust them because you know they're not putting on airs, and then they just kind of bring you into their world and they kind of dazzle you. And I had a guy on one of my Instagram lives like a week ago, young dude, no front teeth. And he's like, yeah, I just didn't want to get them fixed. I just like the way it looks.
Yeah.
And he was the most charming, charismatic, genuine dude I've talked to. He was just unbelievable. Everybody in the comments was like, this dude's unbelievable. He's unreal. And the front tooth missing dudes we met were like unreal.
Yeah.
Chris Cooper's character in Adaptation, same thing.
Yeah.
They've all got this kind of charm to them where they're like, they're just, I don't know. It's like this this serenity.
Yeah.
And you gotta have real confidence to pull that off.
Well, they had true joy emanating from them.
That's what it is.
But you're like, whoa, and they were just so amped on life and just like open. They're just open. Maybe the lack of front teeth, just, they're just
Opens it
open.
up.
They are open.
Let's more come in there.
Yeah.
100%.
Good dudes.
Who's your legend of the week?
My legend of the week is the crew from our trip.
That's my legend of the week.
Yeah.
It had to be.
Yeah.
One of the greatest fucking crews in history.
The best crew of all time. We got
It's like the town times heat.
we got Dan Lucchese, Austin Sokol, Zach Bernstein. We got Allie, Stacy, and Olivia. Is that the crew?
And then us two.
And us, yeah.
Dude, it was the best crew ever.
Best crew. The best time.
They're all awesome.
It was just everyone was just having fun.
We had so many moments in the car where we just all start dying laughing
Yeah.
about something.
Yeah.
And it was pure joy.
Yeah. God, it was just the best time ever. And we had like it didn't seem like a grueling schedule, but it's sort of like there's a lot of travel in there. We were doing like day-long shoots.
And there was some pressure.
Yeah, there was some pressure, and so, but it was just like so just joyful, just fun.
Well, everyone was so good at what they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone brought, like, beyond bringing good vibes and being a good hang, like,
Yeah.
dinners after the shoots were, like, so fun.
Yeah.
And, dude, honestly, this is how I knew it was a great crew. No matter who I was sitting next to, I felt lucky. I
Right.
was like, oh, I get to sit next to this person.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go out with people, you're like, oh, I got stuck next to this person.
Yeah.
Everyone I sat next to, I was like, oh, I was hoping I'd get to sit next to this person.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just go on, like, a conversation dive.
Yeah.
And then... yeah, everyone was so good at their job.
Yeah.
Like, we would just be out there moving and shooting, and, we do stuff where we kind of, like, just run in front of strangers and start talking to them, and it can freak people out, and they can react in all different sorts of ways, but everyone was really good
Yeah.
at dealing with it and putting out good vibes so that people reacted as best we could hope for.
It was tremendous. It was just tremendous. So fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah. I want to do it again.
We got our charts read. What were those charts?
I don't know what they're called, but like our
Astral?
energy, our astral charts. Yeah, our
Yeah,
energies.
astral biographies or something like that.
That was awesome.
Did some
Yeah,
tarot card
tarot
reading.
reading. Yeah, which I was nervous to do, but then it was fun.
How'd you feel being in like cities where you were allowed to go out because LA's so restrictive? Like we got to work out in gyms.
That was huge. And you know what? To be honest, like when we were in Austin, and I was like walking to meet you guys at the bar. I was walking by the bar. I didn't even like. I just like normalized it so quickly.
Totally.
It took me a second to where I took a step back. I was like, whoa, everything's open. Like I didn't even realize it when I first walked by. I just heard like music. I was like, oh yeah, hell yeah. And then like after a few minutes, I was like, whoa, everything's open. And it just, put a huge smile on my face.
It definitely broadened my tolerance for like potential COVID exposure.
Yeah.
Like when I got home, I was telling my girlfriend, because we've both been really safe. I was like, hey, we should go on a trip to Denver in a month.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to do that. I feel unsafe doing that. I was like, we got to live, babe.
Yeah. That's what I was,
Literally like 6 months ago, I'm like, if you leave the house, you are not only risking your life, but the life of everyone you care about.
Yeah. I was like, I need to go to Disney World.
Yeah, we're going, right?
Yeah.
We're going to go. If a couple things go right, we got some cause to celebrate, which we will.
Yeah.
We're going to hit Disney World.
Hell
Yeah, the crew is amazing. They're all such good folks. Dude, and like Luke Casey on the last night, he got a little liquored up, and he was so fun.
Yeah.
He was dancing.
He's the best.
Yeah. Me and one of the people were having like a deep talk about divorce. Like I brought it up. I was just like trying to go deep. I was like, so why'd your parents divorce?
Yeah.
And then Dan's like, what are you guys talking about over there?
Yeah.
And I was like, we're talking about divorce. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, definitely keep talking about that. And then he walked off and started dancing.
His dance
funny.
move.
Dude, it was good. Aaron, who's your legend of the week?
My legend of the week is dearly departed, the Hammer, Hank Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
Truly one of the best players to ever play the game. Maybe the best, if we're really being honest. A, for longevity. B, for being a 5-tool player. Just unbelievable to look back at the stats he has and then obviously then on top of all that, what he went through with all the hate he was receiving and the stoicism and the poise he still showed to continue on and to break Babe Ruth's home run record and not fold on that pressure. He could have easily. He was 2 home runs shy at the end of a season. He could have just packed it in and said the hell with it. But he's like, no, this means more to me and to the whole community. And so he did it.
Unbelievable. And his consistency too, like I checked his baseball reference. I don't know if he ever hit more than, I don't think he ever hit 50 in a season. I think 47 was the most he ever hit.
Yeah.
And to break the home run record when that's like your peak year, I mean, it speaks to what you're talking, like, or his nickname Hammering, like he just kept going.
Yeah, just kept going. He won 3 Gold Gloves. He would have won a ton more, but he was playing the same time as Roberto Clemente, and they only gave them to your position, so right field. They're both in right field, so Clemente clearly the better of the two, but defensively. But it's like 1 and 1A, you know.
And another great human being.
Yeah, and just a great ambassador for the game. He's a Presidential Medal of Freedom winner, which that's kind of dumbed down a little bit because of who else has gotten it since then. But
Well, but Belichick turned it down. Yeah.
yeah, so did Dolly Parton apparently. Twice,
Oh, really?
Twice from Trump. But yeah, just amazing dude, and I've always felt kind of connected to him because of my name, even though it's his last name and my first name. But you know, he wore it proud, and so do I.
Did you ever watch Costas when he had his HBO show and him and Willie Mays were on there?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's pretty good, but Willie Mays gets competitive with Aaron, and they're like, you know, Hank has more home runs, and then Willie Mays is like, he's like 78 at the time. He's like, I had to fight in the Korean War. He's like, I lost 2 years.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, who knows what he would have done with 2 more.
Yeah, or something like that. But it's just funny to see him. He's still got like some, he's still feisty. Chad, what's your quote of the week?
My quote of the week comes from Ja Rule regarding this GameStop Robinhood debacle. From Ja Rule. You gotta let people trade, man.
True.
Ja, dude. One of the greatest. Aaron, what's your quote of the week?
My quote of the week goes along with something you guys said earlier. It's a quote from Scrubs, Dr. Cox in particular, looking at an X-ray. Either this guy has a light bulb up his ass, or his colon has a great idea.
I have a really sad quote of the week. It's from the book Conversations with Friends, which I just finished, by Sally Rooney. And she's just an incredible writer. It's undeniable. I think the book's a little too sad, and the characters annoy me a little bit because they're just so freaking up their own butt with how complicated they are. But the protagonist gets a sad medical diagnosis, and I don't know why I bookmarked this, but it spoke to me. This is her mom driving her home afterwards. I looked out the window at the station. I had the sense that something in my life had ended. My image of myself as a whole or normal person, maybe. I realized my life would be full of mundane physical suffering, and that there was nothing special about it. Suffering wouldn't make me special, and pretending not to suffer wouldn't make me special. Talking about it or even writing about it would not transform the suffering into something useful. Nothing would. I thanked my mother for the lift to the station and got out of the car. Chad, what's your phrase of the week for getting after it?
My phrase of the week for getting after it is, but dang.
But dang. Aaron, what's your phrase of the week for getting after it?
I'm gonna go get a cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah.
My phrase of the week for getting after it is a French phrase that I like. I'm going to play it right here. It means cheerful friendliness.
Bon ami.
Oh, hold on. Come here, buddy. Be loud.
Bon ami.
Bon ami means cheerful friendlessness or geniality. Bon ami.
That sounds like you want to bone me.
It does, right? Bone your homie. Bon ami.
But dang.
But dang. I think that's everything, dude. I think we covered everything, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
Dude, such a good trip, man.
So good.
We had such a good time. Being out in the world. All right.
Well, sweet. Stokers, keep writing reviews. Those help us out. Keep just being stoked and being legends and anything else.
Boom clap.